the value of a case is determined based on what a lawyer thinks a jury would do. What an average jury on an average day might do, what a high outcome with a jury would be, what a low outcome with a jury would be. That's an outcome based on proving damages. That's an outcome on the chance of proving fault. And then how do we ascertain that? Well, we look at the things that a jury would be presented. So the rules of evidence govern what a jury would hear, what a jury would see. And that dictates the sorts of things we want to look at in analyzing a claim. Making sure we've presented it fully, making sure we haven't left anything out, and then in turn, how can we place a value on this? And so we really want to delve into those medical records. We spend a lot of time reading medical records. We need to know what the client's employment history is, certainly if there's been an impact. We might need an economist, someone to do a projection of what the impact on the client's earning capacity has been going forward. These are the things that we look at in coming up with some of the harder dollar damages. And then there's pain and suffering. Pain and suffering is not just fluff. It's the real deal. Sometimes it's the biggest part of a case. Sometimes the medical bills are larger than the pain and suffering. It really depends. But how do we prove the pain and suffering? Well, if we have very tangible, objective physical damages, it's going to be a little bit easier to prove pain and suffering in that instance. But there are other ways. Sometimes we don't have a broken bone, but we do have very good medical records sometimes where the treating doctor, the treating physical therapist did all the right things, not just to make someone better, but to make sure the problem was there, to make sure what the problem was. And they are able to ascertain whether reports of pain really do add up and really do make a lot of sense. And we can use those notes. We can look at the various questions and answers and tests along the way in the treatment to try to demonstrate the pain and suffering side of things, especially in cases where there might not be that really hard objective injury. And then we want to look at how can we objectively show impact on a client's life. If a client lives to do one thing outside of work and has achieved maybe great success at it and now can't do it at all, well, that person isn't just trying to exaggerate her injury for a claim. If she's having to give up the one thing she loves to do, she goes to work all day, 5 days a week, to pay her bills and allow her to do the things she likes most. And then there's this one thing she has to give up. Well, that's pain and suffering. Those are some of the things we look at. And then we try to put a value on it. What would a jury do? And we're mindful of what juries have done in other cases. We get reports on what juries have done on other cases. And then we compare. How are my facts like this one? If this jury was a little low, but my facts are a little bit better in these ways, maybe I can expect a higher number than what that jury did. That's some of what we look at.